I thought our guys came out with great defensive energy in the first half. You know, we talked about getting stops. We switched our ball screen coverage up from the first couple of times we played them. You know, we put a lot on Willie to guard Simmons because he does such a great job getting in the lane. We just kind of left him on his own to get over that thing so we didn't have to hold the lane, you know, with the guys guarding their shooters, and he did a great job of it. And then, you know, CJ took his turn, and he did a great job of it. And then they came out in the beginning of the second half. They made an adjustment, and they scored 18, I think, before the first media timeout of the second half. And then we came back, made another adjustment, and I thought our guys picked it up from that point on and really bought into getting stops. And then, you know, we're a lot deeper than them. I thought the key to the game was us getting stops, getting out in transition. Us being able to score in transition was big tonight. So, you know, and I think we're one of the better teams in the league scoring in transition when we can get stops and get out. So and then our bigs did a pretty decent job on Campbell too. You know, and I thought we guarded the three-point line. They really like to shoot a lot of threes, and we actually shot the ball a little bit better from three tonight, which obviously helps. You know, Willie, if we can, maybe Alan can somehow arrange for all our home games to be played in the Q next year, because Willie's, I don't know, maybe he'll get a contract, 10-day deal with the Cavs after the way he shoots the thing in the Q this weekend. But if we can get one more like that out of him, you know, I like our chances.
Willie, could you just talk about defending the perimeter against them, and then Blake defending Kaminsky? You had him some, I mean a bunch. Yeah.
We got to give a lot of credit to Simmons. You know, he's a good guard. You know, when they played us 2 times at our house, well, 1 time at our house, they kicked us butt. And when we went there, you know, he kind of beat us in overtime. My main thing was focusing in on trying to key him from, stopping him from getting in the lane. And, you know, once I did that, you know, it kind of deterred them from trying to do everything else.
Oh, you know, Kaminsky, you know, he's one of the better shooters in the league. And, you know, you just got to, you know, I'm pretty long, so, you know, I just wanted to distract his shots, you know, and kind of get on a rhythm. And, you know, we did a good job as a team doing that.
Lamonte, obviously I think to us what stands out is the three-point numbers. They're crazy for you guys. But what else is really aiding that and led to that being such a successful weapon for you?
I think because of those guys are hitting shots, it's opened up more shots for me and everybody else. And if we continue shooting the ball well, we should be fine.
You guys got a lot of open looks from driving the lane. Lamonte, could you just talk a little bit about that? And were you motivated against Simmons? Because, you know, he had 2 good games against you. And
yeah, most definitely. It is always a great matchup when you play against him. I didn't play against him one game, but he is a pretty talented guard, and it does make you bring fire in my eyes.
Yeah, Will and Blake, when they cut it to 5, what was the talk like on the bench or between you guys, and what kind of came around for you guys from that point on?
I guess we just dug down deep. You know, we figured we didn't want to go home, so we had to get stops. And, you know, I think a lot of guys in our locker room, they don't get enough credit. You know, they did a good job on defense as well. So it was a collective group, not just us 3 that you see right here.
You know, one thing about our team, I felt like we didn't panic at all tonight. You know, we just, like Woody said, you know, I feel like we wanted it. You know, we didn't want to go home. You know, we want to play against Akron, and we want this championship, and that's, you know, that just shows, you know, the effort that we do as a team, and, you know, the great job that Coach Oates does.
For any player, Ohio was a team you guys lost to twice in the regular season. What was different about tonight, and how did you guys kind of take those losses into effect and kind of change the outcome?
You know, I feel the first game, you know, we ain't come and play with any effort. The second game, I felt like, you know, we outplayed them. You know, we just made some mental mistakes at the end of the game that, you know, cost us. And then, you know, this game, we just wanted to pick it up more defensively. You know, Coach Oates made some adjustments. You know, coaches made adjustments to Gardner Simmons because, you know, he really hurt us the second game. And, you know, as a team, it was a great defensive effort, guarding Campbell, Simmons, Kaminsky, those guys. And, you know, I think that's why we got the win.
Willie, what do you remember most about the 2 Akron games? And from how you guys have played lately, what can you take in to try and turn that around?
Losing for one. I ain't think we're going to forget that. But, like I said, I think we got to play 40 minutes. You know, that's Coach Oates' main thing. We can't play 35, 36, 39. You know, we got to play 40 minutes. You know, if we want to be Akron, you know, we got to play 40 minutes. Or if we go overtime, we got to finish overtime out.
Lamonte, last year you guys go dancing and you guys win the MAC title. obviously since then, everyone in here knows that there's been the coaching change. There's been a lot of roster turnaround. And a lot of people believe that experience helps get you guys back to the position that you are now, having to face Akron tomorrow in the final. But what's been the formula for you guys all season long to overcome those doubts and overcome all those distractions heading into this season and to where you are today?
We just wanted to get better at the end of the year, that's all. We had guys that worked really hard and was looking forward to this MAC play. And we just came in and got the job done.
Like they said, they came out flying to start the second half, and I mean that could have really, your lead could have evaporated there, but you hit 3 threes in like 2 minutes. Just what do you remember about that stretch on offense?
Coach Oates and, Lamonte, they did a great job of the way they guarded our ball screen with me and Lamonte ball screen. They kind of stayed with Lamonte a little bit longer. And, Coach Oates did a great job in trying to get me involved in the second half. I didn't score at all in the first half, so he did a great job of, trying to get me going. And, I got going. The rest is history.
Lamonte? Right here, Lamonte. You were suspended for a couple of games in February. You've come back to reach the championship game. How have you grown the last little while since you've been reinstated into the team?
All right. I think I just sat back and watched the team a little bit, watched them develop as not only a team, as characters too. I really saw what we can do and what we could be with me on the court.
Blake, I'm sorry if you've already been asked this, but how special to have the women and the men both playing for titles tomorrow, and how come you couldn't beat them, their 88 points?
It's great, that both our women, our program and the women program is going to the championship. It just shows a great job, that, we're doing at UB just as a unit, and, it's like a sisterhood, brotherhood thing that we're doing at UB, and it's just, it's great, and hopefully we could both come out with the championship and both go dancing.
We'll go ahead and let Blake, Willie, and Lamonte go back to the locker room now, and let Coach remain for questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Nate, just to kind of ask you about, you were in the title game a year ago, and a lot changed in the off season. Can you just talk about getting back here again?
Yeah, it's special to me. We're only playing 3 guys right now that even played in that game last year, and Lamonte and Jaron and Rodell. So for the new guys to come in and just buy into everything we're trying to do here, and as a first-year head coach, we kind of went through a lot. Thought we'd have a little bit more. Losing Moss in August was a big blow. And then even Bearden's suspension, I thought we might have been playing the best of anybody in the league before he went out. Now it looks like we're starting to get that swagger back we had there when we'd won 4 in a row before he went down. So, you got guys like Willie and Blake. We didn't go all freshmen because when I recruited, we thought we'd have Justin. We were planning on getting back to this championship game and trying to win it. We wanted some pieces around them that were ready to play, and it looks like, even without Justin here, those pieces are pretty good. So, we count CJ and Perkins. Perkins has been great. He's been practicing his tail off for the last few weeks, and now it's starting to show up in the game. So, talk about first-year guys. We're starting Kenna, who's freshman. Perkins is playing as a freshman. CJ's playing as a freshman and doing great. And then you got, Willie's playing well. Blake's playing well. We got a lot of new guys that we brought in that have bought into everything. If you go back and look at the beginning of the year, like we knew it would be a work in progress, and we scheduled thinking we'd have a lot of guys back, like Justin, and we scheduled too tough really for the team we had. But we made it a selling point. Like, let's get better. We play like teams like St. Joe's and Old Dominion and Duke and Iowa State and VCU, and we go to their gym, and it's better than playing. There's some teams in our league that played 4 non-Division ones. Like, we didn't want to do that. So our record might not be as good as some other teams in our league, but I think the experience we got by playing some of those games early allowed these guys. It's a lot better to go into Cameron Indoor than it is to go into some division, have some Division III school come into your gym and beat them by 50. So, I think a kid like CJ goes in and gets 17 at Cameron, gives him a little confidence coming into conference play. He had some big games for us. Willie, getting the exposure he got early in the year. Like Willie's really coming around now, Blake, all of them. So, proud of the group coming together at the right time here.
Could you, two things, kind of talking about defending the big guy.
Campbell?
Campbell,
Yeah, he's
sorry.
not. Yeah, that's all right. He's pretty good.
Could you talk about how, like, your big men would, like, flash up to help on the ball screen, but then had to rush back to, get back? And then secondly, he's got a great touch from the outside, but when he's shooting for outside, are you feeling like, well, it's better than having a big
No, that's definitely
inside?
true. He shot 17 shots, 7 of them were threes. That means only 10 of them were inside, which is a good thing. And if you don't show with, like, the first game, we were just bad. We didn't play hard. We were coming off a bad loss to Toledo, and that we gave away late. So I think our guys were in a funk. So the second game, we did not show with our bigs. Like, we didn't have our bigs helping the ball screen. Well, then Simmons went off, so that obviously didn't work. So we had to get a little bit of both. So we needed them to show a little bit just to buy us a second to get our guards through with Simmons without letting Simmons get in the paint, but still get back, because, the problem is they got shooters. They usually put 3 shooters with those 2 guys out there. So then you got to hold the lane, waiting for your big to get back. So our big didn't sprint back. Then they line it up with a shooter. Simmons is, he ended up with 9 assists or 8 assists tonight. He sees the floor really well. So they kind of put you in a bind that way. But we felt like that was our best option. And it was Coach Marshall's scout. I think it helps the fact he's played 15 years in the NBA and seen him every conceivable ball screen coverage you could possibly see in those years. And, we talked through all of them. Actually, the last 2 games, we probably had 8 different coverages going into the game down there that we worked on in practice. We, narrowed it down. We probably used 4 or 5 of them. Then tonight, we really only went to, I think we just used 2 of them tonight. We kind of figured out what we wanted to do, and it worked a lot better than what we had been using in the past.
Coach, considering at the start of the year all the things that were not only against your favor, but also Felicia and the girls' team, for both to get here, just how insane is that for you to think about right now?
Yeah, you know what? We usually send each other a text after the games, and it was kind of, we struggled early playing our non-conference schedule. They went 6-0, so they came out of the gate strong, and then we kind of picked it up. They struggled early in the conference play, so then I got to lift her up a little bit. It'll be all right. I think they had a bad stretch there for a little bit, and then we were rolling. Then Monte gets suspended, and we kind of took turns. Now it's good we're both peaking here late, but I think it's great for the university. Hopefully we can get a bunch of people down here and watch both games, and get a little trail of people coming from New York down here to Cleveland. It'll be fun tomorrow. All right, thank you. Yep.